to Hoops Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoops Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoops Jargon. Shout out to
Hoops Jargon.
What's up, man? Hoop Jargon back with another video. And I was going to do this video yesterday, but shout out to the lead attorney, man. He had a great stream going for like 18,000 hours. So I kept moving it back, and then I had to get busy. I'm packing up to go to Atlanta this weekend. So it didn't happen. Shout out to AB. So on this one, I didn't get RB. Hopefully I can get him on the show at a later date, but RB won't be on this one. But I'm breaking down a video he had, and I thought it's important to tell about how it is being a YouTuber, how it is, you know, when you align with certain factions, how it is when you put content out that you want to be more free with that you can't. So yeah, now thank y'all for the, you know, everybody tuning in. I just think this is just an honest talk through the lenses of RB the breakthrough. So it's just a crazy world this YouTube world is, these YouTubian streets, as Umar Johnson would say. My boy Will always showing love to the channel. What's up? It's going up all the way. Can't go no other direction, baby. But so, to the subject matter of the title, are you fulfilled in your craft? So, in anything you do, you always need to have or chase self-fulfillment. Now, I'll keep it, you know, more tight and just talk about being a YouTuber. So, when you YouTube, it's a lot of things that you see that can get you views. One thing I've always tried to do on this channel is not cheat, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. In real life, I'm very temperamental, man. Like, so sometimes I just don't want to talk about certain stuff, even though everybody's talking about it, because I feel like the day I start giving you low-hanging fruit is the day that I need to just hang this shit up. I don't like to do that. I try to give you things when I'm feeling like introspective on something, or if I feel passionate, then I put the content out. Why am I bringing all this to head? One of the guys who actually was the reason why I wanted to be on YouTube is a guy named RBTheBreakthroughs. His name is Randy Booker. I think Robert, that don't sound right. Randy Booker. So I'm gonna show you a little bit about. He's been on a big hiatus, and he came back a few days ago when he made a video just talking about where his life is and where it goes. And I'm not gonna lie, it struck in the core because RB, if y'all go look at his channel, man, I'll put his link on here. He had a lot of great breakdowns of Big Spell. What up, homie? Appreciate the loyal people who check the channel. It matters. But if it was nobody on this stream, I would go the same way because I want to kind of get this out. But RB, he used to break down and like expose Nick Wright. He used to expose Nick Wright. He used to expose Stephen A. Smith. He would break down who the best players are. He'd have live call-in shows. Now, I never caught the call-in shows, but I would just catch the pre-made videos, and they were damn good. One of his things, he'll go into it, getting a cosign from LeVar Ball. And as y'all know, I had a similar opportunity. We all been hiding under a rock. LeVar Ball, good dude, man. That is a good dude. But I made a video about me when I sat down and interviewed LeVar Ball. Y'all can go on my stream and see it in its totality. But it was a great interview, man. I sat down with him for 30 minutes, and he gave me another drop, and I'll start to incorporate that into my videos later. But I'm just not so tech savvy. So if somebody's tech savvy, man, hit me up on Instagram or on Twitter, man. I'm so not. I'm the worst. I grew up, I used to be so tech savvy, and then I lost it. I don't know what happened, man. Maybe work. Yeah. I started working, and when my work level went up, my tech went down. So it was one of them kind of things. But anywho, so just talking about a guy who played overseas like myself, has a very high level of basketball knowledge. And I'm not gonna lie, man, when I get in certain spaces, man, I don't like to talk basketball like that because you get a little frustrated sometimes, because if the beautiful thing about the internet is everybody can talk about any sport, any subject matter, or what have you. But when you get in certain spaces, like, disrespect comes so quickly, and it's hard to really convey your thoughts. It's hard to really share intimate knowledge, at a relatively high level. I interviewed Marcus Fizer, formerly the Chicago Bulls, a few weeks ago. It was like, and this is a top level NBA player, former NBA player, right? Me talking to him was like we're peers. And I like that kind of conversation because it's not like about ad hominems. It's not about generalities. It's about talking real hoop. And that's why I made this channel. That's why I made this channel. And so sometimes it can go a little left. And y'all know me, man. Sometimes I show love to everybody who show love to me. But sometimes I just can't watch a lot of YouTube stuff. Like, at least not basketball, which is the sport I love the most. The sport that paid me, the sport that got me through college, right? But it is what it is. And so I say all that to say, man, it's wild how this YouTube game can go. And can you maintain your passion throughout all this? And that's something I do. That's why I don't drop 1,000 videos, because I know if I do, I'm a cheapen who I am. And I don't ever want to give y'all that. Like, and so I know sometimes y'all like, damn, you make video like on a good week, I'll drop 2 a week. And I just don't want to cheat y'all, man. I do not want to cheat y'all, because I understand basketball at a pretty high level. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I know everything. What I am saying is it's kind of hard for me to maintain the integrity of why I do this, and put out content at the same time. I can't do it. I can't hoard a channel out, baby. Can't do it. All right, let's see. Basketball talk get crazy. Yo, you know what time it is, man. The insults, the mama ain't shit, your baby ain't shit, and blah, 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 blah. I prefer not to do that. Not to say I ain't never done it before, but every time I do it, it's funny that the next day I feel like dirty, just like, why did you let that person do that to you? Like, no, dog, what are you doing? But anywho, so I'm gonna review a little bit of RB's video he put out the other day. And like I say, it resonated with me because I just know how silly YouTube can get sometimes, man. And I just, it ain't my cup of tea, man, when it get real silly, man. I tried not to be a part of it, but, a part of me too, like that crazy shit too. But I really, really try to limit the dosage of that. All right, so yeah, this is Randy Booker, man, aka RBTheBreakthrough. He got his little Kawhi Leonard thing going right now. If I'm guessing from the backdrop, he's at one of those, I think the Venetian Hotel in Vegas, I think. But anyway, let's see what the brother got to say.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time.
Fair use, fair use, fair use.
And to those of you out there who have really supported me over the years, I'm sure you guys are wondering, like, where is this guy going? What is he doing? He left YouTube. He's gone forever. He's been gone for the last 5 or 6 months. And I think it's time that we have a heart-to-heart, shall we? Will there be a channel going forward?
And before we get going with this, I want to say that one thing that I've always liked about RB's channel, about his story, is like his breakdowns were so thorough that, in YouTube, they'll come at your channel. So he had the NBA, from what he was saying, like months ago when he left YouTube the first time, that he got tired of it because they would come at all his videos and stuff. And so, he'll kind of talk a little bit about how some people are trying to bring him on. He just want to keep doing this independent thing. That's another thing too, man. It's a rough space when you just want to do your own thing. It's very rough, man, of how that can be taken or what have you. But you just got to be who you are, man. You just got to be who you are. But anyway, let's keep rolling.
What's going to happen to this channel? Will I be uploading content in the future? Before I even get into all that, I just got to say, over the last 5 or 6 months that I have not been uploading, you guys, many of you have still been very supportive. I've seen your messages on all of my social medias, all in the comments, my Instagram, my Twitter.
Fair use.
Talking about how much you guys miss me. I've met so many of you out in public since I left.
What's up, y'all? My name is Williams. I'm a teacher, former semi-pro.
I'm gonna skip past that.
And himself, anything.
I'll say shout out to William, but you just got to keep your fandom in check, man. If you see somebody you admire, just go holler at him, man. But he was basically saying how he saw him working out and he didn't really say nothing to him. He was kind of starstruck, but hey, man, just say what's up, man. We all human beings, bro.
That you guys have been given. But I want you guys to understand that whenever I first started doing YouTube seriously, it was right when I came back from overseas and I was really starting the NBA news and things of that nature, really as just another outlet to keep me close to the game of basketball that at the time I had just got done playing. I was dealing with injuries, things of that nature. And so when
let me say this, guys, when I was talking to Marcus Fizer, and this is something I say a lot, is when you're a basketball player, you die a few deaths. Your first death is when you can't play no more, or when you're not playing anymore. Like when you just know, like me, my name's Cliff. Cliff Franks, the hooper, is no more. Nothing is harder to accept than when you can no longer physically play basketball at a high level. So I understand. Now, fortunately for me, it wasn't injuries that took me out. I thought I was gonna get married, so I left Switzerland. I came back home. I started coaching, and I knew immediately. I'm like, damn it, I made a big mistake. I made a big mistake, man, because coaching is fun, it's great, but it ain't nothing like when you have the opportunity to get out there and play against the best. And at the time I was playing for the team was Benetton Fribourg United, which is in Fribourg, Switzerland. And they are in the Euro League. Very, very, very good club, man. And I left them thinking I'm gonna get married. I made some bullshit excuse to go home. One of my biggest regrets in life, because when I got on that plane, that's when my career died. And it has not felt great. I was 25 at the time, 24, 25. Did not feel great, man. Did not feel great.
When I started breaking the games down, doing NBA news, things of that nature, it was never in my mind that this would be a super long-term thing. You guys know around 2017, 2018, things blew up really fast. But that was also 3-4 years ago. Since then, a lot has changed within YouTube, within myself, just all across the board. Back when I first started, there wasn't as much, I guess, regulations around the content that you put out. When it comes to other organizations and entities controlling your content, it wasn't that way in 2017, 2018, especially it wasn't the way that it is now. Obviously, we all know that algorithms have changed a whole lot since then. And because of all that regulation, all the networks coming in, you saw a lot of people that they used to have their rough edges, which, just in life in general, that's really what makes people attracted to you, is the rough edges that you have, not just.
Here we go with these commercials. But as this rebuffers, maybe it's just rebuffering. As this rebuffers, the rough edges
this
is
is the Easy Bar.
Here we go.
A complete gym you can use at home.
All right, Easy Bar.
Or anywhere.
Just being so perfect.
So when the rough edges, he's basically meaning personality. Kevin Samuels talks about in his show, like if you look at Kevin Samuels' old videos, some things were dry as hell. And he said, I leave them up just so you can see the process. And he was like, his friends were like, yeah, you got some good content, but you look corny. So I always try to kind of show more of my personality. And I, sometimes I do get turned up. Yeah, y'all know that. Sometimes I do get passionate about things, and I step out of pocket just a tad bit. But I think it's important, again, you see the rough edges about what I am, but I don't live in rough edge land, if that makes sense. I give you a taste of that, and I get right back to the calm and steady. I don't live in rough edge land.
Perfect, not just being so PC, but it's those rough edges, those things that might be polarizing about you that really.
If you don't believe me, go look at my video about Kwame Brown and Stephen A. Smith. Go look at my video about Kwame Brown by itself. I was on Stephen A. Smith's ass, man. I don't know how that video is monetized, but I was turned up on that one.
Really tend to set different people apart. And what I noticed even within myself, that as time went along and as there was more censorship involved in YouTube and things of that nature, some of the very things that just made me who I was in the content that I was making, I almost started to get away from that. And I know I'm not the only one. Many people have had to change up everything that they do just to remain within.
Now, this is the crux of the interview that I want to cover. I won't do the whole thing because it's a 16-minute interview. I won't hold too much of your time. But this is like the crux of why this video jumped out at me, because one thing, and I led in with this with my early soliloquy, is you don't want to whore yourself out, man. Because when you get to the point you feel like you just contriving content out, and everybody got their own reason for being on YouTube. For me, it's more like I really want to share knowledge from my perspective. I really want to have people who've done it, who've been there, to share with y'all, because in my opinion, it's not a lot of that to be taken in. And I think it's important because I just feel like I worked so hard in basketball from 4 years old, playing YMCA league, to middle school to high school, going to SFA my freshman year, going to junior college, and then at Prairie View to finish up, and then going overseas. Like I worked my ass off, man, at every level, man. And it is so much anxiety playing basketball. I remember just walking in gyms like being a nobody. And I had to prove myself in gym after gym after gym after gym after gym after gym. I remember playing in a senior showcase tournament my senior year of high school. After playing in it, I had Morgan State. I had Tuskegee University wanting to bring me in, but they asked me, okay, what all-star games are you playing? I'm like, I ain't playing a shit. So that's how recruiters go. Like, I mean, you can see me playing in this senior showcase tournament. You can like what you see, but if I'm not, like, if nobody else is on me, they ain't want me. In short verse, that's what it was. And so you go through a lot, man. And a lot of people just don't know the struggle of being an athlete as far as the physicality as well, man. Like, you got to wake up every day. Let's take college, for example. Damn near every day at 6 o'clock and go run, go lift, go to class, eat, go back to practice, maybe study hall. And you barely got like, what, 2 to 3 like real hours to go kick it with your friends. Then you right back to it the next day. And you see that process will eat you alive if you are not ready. I've had a lot of teammates get sent home before the season even started. They couldn't handle it. And because it wasn't because they couldn't hoop. Hell, they're probably better than me, to be honest. But could you discipline yourself that way? And it's hard, man. It's a game within a game, man. Everybody says it, and it's so true. It's a game within a game, man. But go ahead, Randy.
And guidelines. And obviously the height of that is when many people, many content creators, especially in the sports world niche, they choose to, sign to the networks. And you guys know that's just something that I was not willing to do, which over the past 6 months, there's been so much support from you all, like 99.9999999% of you. But over the last 5-6 months, I've only seen about 2 negative.
I'm going to learn how to get the little zoom in going. That's pretty slick. I got to get the graphics up over here at Hoop Jargon.
Comments, but one of those comments was basically saying how the real reason that I left YouTube was because of money. I just want to make this abundantly clear. If it was about money, I would have never left. I would have pressed forward and made content that I wasn't truly passionate about, and I would have did a disservice to viewers putting out content that I'm not even really into. In terms of money, I could have made a whole lot of money if I would have just continued uploading over the past 5 or 6 months, even though I'm not really into it.
Hey, I'm gonna say this about this part as well. Again, different YouTubers got different motivations, and I don't begrudge nobody for what their motivation is. I would just tell you over here, the part of the equation is to make money, absolutely. But this is supplementary money. I mean, because I like doing this. I like talking about sports. I like talking about life. This is my thing. If anybody knows me in real life, Between the Game Sports, my high school teammate, he knows this. I always talk about this kind of shit. Like this is what I do. And I figured one day I might as well start putting this on the internet, because I go on my regular Facebook page and I make these things called Cliff Notes. And I just talk, just whatever, free game. Just whoever want to listen to it, and just if you see me in person, the conversation always ebb towards the same type of thing. I really do like to talk. I like to share ideas and things of that nature. And outside of this YouTube vocation, I make good money. I'm a salesman. I do well for myself. But it ain't just. Even with like Randy saying, like, I could be on here just pushing out bullshit content, in my opinion, bullshit, and make money off of videos. That's free money to be had. But it's like, I don't even want to do that, because I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I think I'm whoring myself out a little bit, I'll look at the video and just be like, ugh, like people like that. Like, so I really, man, I'm the biggest critique of my own content. I look at some of my old stuff and I just like, oh my God, man, it was bad, man. But I mean, you got to learn. You got what they say. You got to crawl before you walk. But it's a beautiful, process to learn to be a content creator, which I'm still learning, man. I'm still learning. Being a part of the Black Manosphere, I'll be in Atlanta for the conference that we're having in a few days, and so I'm sure that my channel will gain more notoriety then, because it already has. But it's one of them things, man. It's a process to be good at stuff, and you got to try to stay true to what you're about, because if you get all twisted around sideways, you don't even know what straight is no more. But let me go ahead and let him talk a little bit more, and then I'll end this.
But I'm too real. I'm too authentic for that, because newsflash, people, if you don't upload, especially whenever you're in trending niches, if you don't upload, you don't really get paid like that. The only people that can put out content and upload once a month, every 2 months or something like that, are the people that are in the evergreen niche. So it was never about money. It was about staying true to myself for whatever reason. And I'm not saying that this is a permanent thing, but I am being honest and saying that it is a present thing. For whatever reason, I just have not been as interested in the things that I was interested in. A huge part of that being the NBA, which again, like I said, whenever I first started this, what my interests were then and what my interests are now is much different. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Drake verse. I think this is in the song Too Much, where he talked about how as soon as he stopped having fun with it, he'll be done with it. That's really where I've been at. I refuse to do a disservice to you all and put out any piece of content.
I just gotta say, I overstand him, man. Sometimes I really got these dope ideas for a video, but then I literally think the video out of my head first. And if I think it out and it's just like, it's too cheesy. Like I don't like it. I literally would I'll be mad at myself a little bit, but I just won't put it out. Like I won't put it out. I like, no. Or if I see too many people covering it, I'm like, I'm good. Which is funny because I have a Cowboys podcast. That's probably the most saturated market, but I got two guys that I believe in by my side who I've been talking, sports with for damn near a decade, elder statesmen. So I think that that's going to be a really good podcast, and one of which he covers professional sports. So y'all check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. I think that's going to really, really be a very, very good show. We had Sean Smith, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs, on our show 2 shows ago, and hey, he kind of looked like Big Worm, man. He was on there talking cash shit. But I like that, though. Like, and he was on my ass for starting the show a little late. But I think that that's like authentic content from a former pro. And he predicted how the Cowboys and Chiefs game would go. He would say Chris Jones would just kill their offensive line, and that's what happened. But he said that in real time while he's sitting in his car. So, again, I think those type of insights are important, that you hearing from a former pro who played at the highest level telling you how a football game is going to go when he was damn near 100% on point. So I think I owe y'all content like that you can't normally get somewhere else. Even though that video probably only did like 80 views, it exists. So if somebody wants to go back a year, 2, I go to a lot of content creators' old stuff and listen to it. One I can think of is Chronicles of Judas 144. I still look at his old videos because it's good content. And that's why I hope that I produce something that you can go look at years later and still take something from it.
That I'm not truly passionate about. And again, at that time, the content that I was putting out, I was very passionate about it. You guys could see in my reactions on the live streams. You guys could see my reactions in the actual videos themselves. That's part of what made the content what it was. And that's what drew so many of you, was that, again, everything I talk about, I'm very passionate about, I'm honest about, factual, on point, all those things. But when I get the notion that I may have to compromise what I truly believe and swing in terms of bias just to survive in a certain niche, I don't want to be in that niche. And quite frankly, if it's not content that I'm truly having fun with from now on, with whatever that means, whatever type of content that is, I'm only going to post content that I'm passionate about, that I really have fun doing, and quite frankly, content that I want to do. And to any of you out there that you're thinking about starting YouTube, or you're an up and coming YouTuber, I just want to encourage you. Well, scratch that. I'm not really one for encouragement. I'm only one for
keep it real,
telling the truth and letting the truth encourage. But I would say that this falls under that. Throughout your journey in this,
he ain't lying. I seen a lot of people ask me how to make a channel, how'd you get cool with this content creator, how you get cool with that one. I'm like, bro, you start off in people's comment section. If they like what you present in whatever capacity, you become, a partner to them or what have you. And so you just can't become on it. And what you don't want to do is be faking it. Even if the person just may not like the way you are. You know what I'm saying? You can't pretend to be one type of person and then just so you can immerse yourself in a certain circle and then switch it up once you in there. You gotta just be who you are, man. And that's just the best way, because at the end of the day, if you not being who you are, if you changing what you are, you're just going to be unhappy with your situation. You won't be able to control it. You should always be able to control your situation. And as amongst men, amongst women, you got to always keep your frame. You always got a whole frame, man. It is what it is.
platform, don't get sucked into just doing what people want you to do. You have to do what you're passionate about. You have to do what's fun to you. You have to be where you are. Just stay true to who you are. Make the content that you feel good about putting out. Make the content that's fun, entertaining to you. And as I said at the very jump, whenever I had like 1,000 subscribers, I knew that there was going to be an audience of people out there who connected with the things that I was interested in at the time. Will I be uploading? Yes, I will. Will it be the type of content that many of
All right, it's about to be a commercial. That was pretty loud. Oh, they hit me with 2 commercials. I see tricky YouTube view. All right, let's get back to it.
Channel. No, it will not. I want to be very careful to never say never when it comes to reacting to basketball content. I may be doing that with my reactions that I will be posting on my second channel. And I have my second channel linked in the description below. And if I can just say, it's been awesome. I mean, if we just look at even just a few things that happened during that time, when I came onto YouTube, I was doing things that had never been done before.
All right, so it says real quick, to my knowledge, there's never been anyone to come to YouTube platform and single-handedly have hundreds of thousands of people expressing that one man is more factual, faster than a $50 billion entity, especially while staying independent and not signed to a network. In terms of being a sole creator with no outsourcing, keep in mind that that's not saying I'm better. I'm just speaking to the accounts of hundreds of thousands of people have expressed. Yeah, and I got to agree with that, man. If y'all look at his old content, man, it was sharp, it was clean, it was on point. Now, if I had better editing skills and more time away from work, I would definitely model my channel after his. But one thing I noticed that his info was clean and concise. The graphics could have used a little work, in my opinion. But the way he would chop up a quote from this person and expose how it's wrong, how people say this talking point and expose how it's wrong. He had a really, really good channel, and it was damn near theft to be able to watch his channel for free. I will say that he's not capping on this. No matter what, nobody can take away. This channel has already reached 131 million views, much of it to private for algorithm purposes. Okay, so I guess some of his flag videos he's putting in private, so they won't flag his channel basically for the algorithms.
I was posting content before even the biggest entities put it out. Obviously, I challenged the status quo, and I really encourage people to use critical thinking skills and, really assess things based off of facts, not emotions.
Chapter, verse, Bible. If this is another reason why I struggle in these spaces to talk sports, because the emotional aspect takes over logic. Why? Because we fans of sports, we have an emotional investment in certain players, or we have an emotional investment in hatred for certain players. And that can blind you from reality. And what I try to convey, in a calm way, is like we got to take out the part that you like or don't like and just call the player out for what that player is. You'll live a way more simpler, easier life if you just accept reality for what it is instead of trying to manufacture it because you happen to like that player more than the next player. Please, fellas. I can't say that enough, man. All right, I'm letting it roll for about another minute, then we'll go ahead and drop back.
Not things of that nature. And then I took that a step further and made sure that I made a way to be able to have dialogue with those that might agree, disagree, all those things. And I'm not going to toot my own horn or anything, but, I held 120 live call-in shows on this platform, and I never lost a debate. Never was stumped, always respectful on the phone lines, always giving every single person that I could an opportunity to speak their piece. Fast forward, I'm interviewing NBA legends, NBA champions. ESPN used one of the quotes from my Lamar Odom interview in an article. I'm in Lithuania with the Ball brothers. LeVar Ball does a drop for my YouTube channel.
RBTheBreakthroughs, we here with my man, Big Ball of Brand. We hanging out together, man, and this is the way we do it out there. RBTheBreakthroughs, let's go, baby.
I'm in meetings with LeBron James.
And I gotta say, man, LeVar just don't throw around his cosigns. So, and I can kind of give you a testament of that as well. He does respect guys who know basketball. That's the damn show. Let me see. No one load up. Really? Come on, phone. You need to perform on call. Oh, here we go. Let me see if y'all can see that. Uh-oh. All right. It's me and LeVar Ball.
Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you don't only live selected few in my circle. And this is a real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.
So you know, I can relate to RB on that.
Agent Rich Paul and managers of NBA teams. Guys, I've been blessed. That's why the entire time, even though I've dealt with different issues on this channel, it's always been still from a place of gratitude. I'm not struggling in any sense. I have the greatest peace of mind. And let me tell you, quite frankly, me being away from YouTube these last 5 or 6 months, it has been pristine for my mental health and for my peace. And I've always been real, never been a fraud. If I know I'm not feeling something, I'm not going to continue in whatever that is. I'm also happy that during that time I was able to help other channels grow, brought different people on my platform, promoted their platform, because quite frankly, when I see real shit, I want to promote that and I want other people to see it as well. Anybody who's ever been a friend of mine or in my vicinity, you know, part of my...
And I end it here because I mean, you know, that's a good thing, man, when you put other brothers on this YouTube game, because it's infinite money, infinite opportunity, infinite views. Like you no one creator has a monopoly on this, and that's the good thing about it. So when you bring other guys who or other ladies who have, you know, good content to add to the space, it's always a good thing. And I will say RB, he's real cool with another one of the staples, probably the staple of the Black Manosphere, was O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's real good friends with him back from California. Well, I'm in LA, but they're both from LA, and so it was cool to see that they're connected as well, because O'Shea, you know, has a huge channel as well. But it's so important, man. It's so important to pursue your passions, keep your balance in line, keep your chi in line, get your root chakras. your man Umar. Hey, Umar got 2 shout outs in one video. You can send the royalties, brother. But in all seriousness, man, it's such a lot to do, and you got to just keep your head about yourself when you're in this space. Be true to what your channel's about. Put info out, and hopefully somebody else would like what you like. Because I'm not gonna lie, I put stuff out I like. Because in RB went over that, I tell you too. It does behoove you to be yourself in this whole time, man. Because you don't want to be in a space where you kind of being someone for somebody else. You don't want to be someone putting out content that you aren't passionate about, because at the end of the day, you're going to go back and look at your stuff like, what the hell was that? What the hell did I put out? All right, between you going to say, preach, everybody can eat, but nobody wants to set the table. Hey, I mean, you know, and that job is for special people. Everybody doesn't have the ability to do that. And that's okay. That's okay. But what I do know is on this channel, I try to always incorporate other people into it, because I think a lot of people they got like a little something that I don't presently have as a content creator. And I think it's important you see the wide spectrum, that there's a lot of talented people out here in the space. And I appreciate everybody who shared my video, who shared my streams, who come on my streams, super chatted, cash apped, whatever you did. You see that rolling? Yeah, we that's how we do it around here, man. We ain't doing nothing for free if we can help it. But no, that's all I got on this subject, man. I appreciate y'all for checking this out. This is not going to be a numbers breaking video, but I think it's important to show that how this YouTube game goes, and how there's a lot of intricacies. I'm sorry, I'm like nasally, man. It's cold as shit outside right now. I don't know what the hell LA on right now. So I got my hoodie on. You never see me in a hoodie hardly ever. It's cold as shit outside. But just to show you, man, like you got to stick to your guns, stick to your passions, and in whatever craft that you are in, whether it's work related, whether it's leisure related, just make sure it's fulfilling. Make sure it's fulfilling, because if it's not, it's going to feel like a chore, and it's going to feel like something that's going to be very arduous to you, very tenuous to you, and that's not a good thing. You want to keep your mental balance in check. You want to keep your mental space nice and spacey, for lack of better terms. And that's one of the ways you do it, man. You stay fulfilled, you stay grounded, you stay true to what you're doing, and everything else take care of itself. You know, I want to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If it don't happen, it don't happen. You know, I'm not going to jump off the bridge if if I don't meet my goal. So I'm currently at 1.56, I believe, subscribers. 1.56. So, you know, it's a slow road, but let's get there, man. So thank y'all for always tuning in, always supporting HJ, man. If y'all hit the like button on the way out, that'd be grand. And as always, it's that KP take us home.
Going to shout out to Hoops Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoops Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They don't shout out to Hoops Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoops Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon.